Morning all. Excuse the bags around the eyes. That is the resulting effect, including my speech it would seem, the resulting effect of a stag weekend is just gone. Hence why no posts over the weekend as well. So anyway, thought I'd start today's Mental Monday, as I like to call it. In other words, the focus around mental well-being on a Monday. Thought I'd start it off with the subject of our natural disposition to think in the negative, born out of our brain's inability to evolve in some respects to those early hunter-gatherer days of old. So we needed to think with a pessimistic eye back in those days, simply because there was a shitload of danger around us. So that unfortunately hasn't changed. Our brains haven't figured out how to switch from a natural disposition towards the negative versus a natural disposition towards the positive. So what does that mean for all of us out there? Well, it means that we have to work at it. We need to work at thinking positively more often. You shouldn't ever berate yourself for thinking in the negative, because it is our brain's natural process. As I say, it was particularly useful to have that perspective when we were faced with a saber-toothed tiger on a day-to-day basis. It's just not particularly useful now, as we know. So I don't mind admitting that I certainly woke up some mornings looking at life with a negative eye. Last year was a prime example when my business was failing, when I had a member of staff who decided it was a great time to showcase their fraudulent talents, when I saw that my cash flow was significantly the worse for wear, when I could see that our pipeline of business was diminishing, I definitely saw the world through negative eyes. I was assuming the worst. I was pessimistic to any new ideas, etc., etc. So it took me some time to get out of that. For many of us, we are in that negative cycle. And like I say, we should never berate ourselves for being in that state. It is natural for us to be in that state, but it is also worth knowing that we'll feel a hell of a lot better if we change that state. And how do we do that? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Well, I say it's simple. It's simple in terms of what you can do. It's not necessarily simple in kickstarting that program off. But once you do kickstart it, you develop that routine, it becomes easier and easier. So, exercise. The easiest thing to do for most, not for all, I recognize. Meditation, the easiest to do for everybody. And I have to say, start there. You know, if exercise is proving too tough a task initially, start with meditation, because the meditation will get you in a positive state in order to consider exercise. Start reading personal development books. Or at the very least, start reading books by other folk whom have succeeded in their life, whom could inspire you to do the same. Start watching YouTube videos of other folk whom do see the world through positive eyes, whom have done some exciting things with their life, whom seem fairly chirpy, happy folk. Watch them on a day-to-day basis. Don't watch the other YouTube videos that are full of sensationalism and things that have gone wrong in the world and disasters and all those things. What are they going to do? They're just going to create and further enhance that negative thinking. I think it's worth stating here as well that at no point am I saying I've figured it all out. I haven't. At no point am I saying I am a guru, listen to me because I've got the answer. I haven't. And it's only through a process of learning that I've figured out what I need to do in order to keep my mind in the right state. Whatever works for me could work for you. And this all boils down to that statement below my, or tagline below the evolution of Dave. As I evolve, so will you. And I know that sounds a bit crass, it sounds a bit cheesy, but I mean this genuinely. If what I'm doing is working for me, much of it's got to work for you, surely. It's got to be worth giving it a go at the very least. Anyway, Evolution of Dave signing off. I hope some of that has proved useful for a Monday morning. Speak soon. Bye bye bye.